All right, Kenman here, and we are continuing today with my Closer Look series, my deeper dive into some of the knives that I own and I love and I can talk about because I've had a chance to enjoy them. I also do unboxings, and in an unboxing, it's you just got the knife, so you haven't had a chance to really use it and experience it, so it's kind of more of a first impressions. This is the deeper dive. SOG Terminus today. Let's get into it. Before we start, I'm not sponsored by anyone, and I purchase everything at retail price. I do these videos because I love discussing knives, sharing info and ideas with others. If you have any questions or thoughts, please feel free to comment below. All right, everyone knows I like to hijack my videos if you've seen, and I will do my best in these deep dive videos to only showcase and talk about the one knife. I've been doing good so far. I have a few of these. We've got a playlist started. I'll go right there. Today, SOG Terminus. This is the SOG Terminus XR. This one has been in my pocket probably more than any other knife that I currently have, and it's only because it was my EDC for a while when I wasn't really as big into knives, and this one is just a really nice solid worker that's fun and is a good size, and so I used it a lot, so that made it really jump ahead of everything else. And then a lot of the really cool knives I've gotten since then, I started the channel, and with that I'm basically carrying something every day different to kind of continue to do my daily pocket checks, and then just be able to test out all the significantly larger amount of knives I've collected. And so they only get a day here and there, versus this one had several months or more or whatever consistently. So I really had a chance to use the SOG Terminus, and I really like it. It has the XR lock, which has these two kind of pyramid steps, one on each side. If you don't know how that works, when you squeeze those, the blade drops free like that. So if I hold that in, that blade is now loose. When it gets to the end, you can let go, or when it gets to the back down, you can let go, and then it basically stops. So you can squeeze it, close it, and open it just with that lock. Very cool. Also has a flipper tab. So you can open it with that flipper tab, squeeze those two, bring it back down. If you stop a little early, that's what can happen. You can kind of get it like there. It does have kind of a little assist kind of a way. The spring kind of pulls it back in right at the end. But sometimes you have to work on your timing a little bit. You can kind of have it kind of slip like that. But it's kind of one of those things, you get the knife and you kind of mess around with it for a while. You get kind of used to it. But this access lock works very good. Like I said, that flipper tab right there also has thumb studs. So you can thumb action to get her out, close it back up. You can also do that reverse flick with your middle finger on the thumb stud on the other side. So the fidgety action of this knife, as you can see, it's super fun. It opens pretty flawlessly. I mean, you can fail it, but it does generally, there's a little type of a fail. It works pretty good. So this is the type of knife, the reason I carry it a lot is because it's in my pocket. I could take it out, pick an opening method, use it, close it, put it away, take it out. There you go. Open it, use it, make your cut, put it away. So it's just, it's a really nice knife. It's fun to fidget with. It's easy to use. It's fun to mess around with. And so, like I said, that gives you plenty of reason for it to be, there you go, I'll fail it for you. Plenty of reasons to have it in your pocket. I keep staring up here and not down here. Just look here. Just look here, Kenman. But yeah, this knife is a worker. There's some jimps right there. Really nice little set of jimps. So when you're holding it right there, the standard grip, all four of my fingers kind of sit right on there. I have a larger hand. There's still a little bit of nub sticking out. And those jimps right there, you're sitting there, you can do some cuts like that. Get your index finger. My hand's a little bit longer, so my finger gets out there a little bit further, but works good for doing some cuts like that. You could choke up on this little spot right here a little bit if you needed to. I'm not usually one that'll need to do that too often, but it is pretty controlled. It's a nice knife. It's not too big. It's easy to kind of control. G10 scales with a nice texture pattern. on there. Gives it a really nice grip, a nice feel. It's just really nice in the hand, and that's kind of why I like to use it. It's almost a little smaller than I like because of my bigger hand. You know, if I stretch out, I can kind of feel like I'm going to fall off of it a little bit, but it's big enough that it just meets that size where it's comfortable for me. A little bit smaller, then I start to lose that pinky a little bit, and it's not quite as a enjoyable experience for me. If someone has a smaller hand, they're not going to like a larger knife. I could grab a huge knife right now and show you, but I'm not going to. We got this one here. Don't do it, Kenman. I have examples of the axis lock, the different style XR than this XR lock here. I have big knives, small knives. I love showing off knives. I love playing with knives. Sorry, it's fun. Okay, SOG Terminus. This one, like I said, it has a cryo. I probably didn't say that. Cryo D2 steel, which is a decent budget steel. I think this is around a $40, $50 knife. That with that G10 scales is a decent price. The way they do the pocket clip, you can switch it to the other side. The screw right there is what holds it in, and then there's a little notch on the end. So you would take the screw out, slide it off, put it on the other side, put the screw back in, and it holds it there nicely. Really nice design. This knife is great. I highly recommend it. If you're looking for like a user that's not too expensive, kind of that budget friendly, under $50 or about $50. Jeez. That thumb's got a big old tear in it. My hands are still a little beat up from my fishing trip last weekend. I got a few splits. Catch fish all day long outside. That moisture kind of dries your hands out, and I'm making excuses. My hands are beat up. Whatever, it's fine. All right, what else we talking about? There is no real detent when you have like this type of the lock acts as the detent. But you can see how it pulls it in. But if you are engaging that lock, basically it's free. It's free to swing. But it's nice. It does hold it in. That lock has enough pressure on it, so you can put some pressure against it, or you can put some pressure against the flipper tab. And like I'm going to do it really, really light, and it still pretty much comes all the way out. Because by the time it builds up just enough pressure, back pressure, that when it does release, it pretty much pops right open. Fantastic knife, cuts really well, feels good to use. You know, there's not much else I can say about it. SOG Terminus also, if you're looking and you do like it, there are some better models. They have some carbon fiber models. They have some carbon mix handles. You can get an S35 VN blade. They have prices for $100, $150 for this basic same knife, except for you're going to get that higher quality materials. So if it's something that if you know you're going to have and use a lot and you want to upgrade a little bit. Or some people, kind of like myself, I'm very comfortable in that $40 to $60 range for something that I can use and carry around and kind of beat on a little bit. It does have a little ding right there on it, you know, and I think there actually is, if we look real close right there, little discoloration on the blade. But this is a user, you know, the tip might be a little dull. I probably need to sharpen it up. That's what's the thing is I carry this, I use it, I'm not afraid to cut with it. I could reach over here and grab this and show you, be like, I have a knife and several knives that I don't want to cut stuff with. I want to keep them mint and pristine and those like showroom qualities. I'll still carry them, but sometimes I'll carry a secondary knife that I use for cutting stuff, and that one's kind of more of just a show knife. SOG Terminus is a worker. I use this knife. I enjoy this knife. I recommend it. Kenman recommended SOG Terminus XR lock, which is like an axis lock. This is the D2. You can get that S35 VN. The G10 scales are nice. Very fidgety, very fun knife. What else? That is it. I mean, come on. That will be all for today. If you enjoy what you see, please hit that like button and subscribe if you would like to see more. There will definitely be more in the Deeper Dive series, so watch out for those, more unboxings, more customizations, all types of good stuff. Join me. It's going to be an adventure. Helps me out. I really appreciate it. Stay sharp. We'll see you soon.